In all of my years being Maggie's mom, I have never felt an entire crowd of people turn against us quite so quickly as in that moment. This past week, we went to a fishing derby.
Look, guys! Let me see!
Could I see it, Patrick?
Now we get to see it.
Oh. Ready, Mix?
I love my grandma.
Gil?
Gil?
Water?
Water. Where are we going? Originally, I didn't sign James up for it because on the sign-ups, James was too young. And I was thinking that James and Patrick would enjoy it the most because Patrick has talked about wanting to fish for years now. And so really, that was why I was signing him up. But as soon as I mentioned it, Sadie, Patrick, and James were all really excited. And Maggie loves being at the lake. Now, if you're new here, Maggie is our 8-year-old who's almost 9, who is on the autism spectrum. She loves fish. She loves all things mermaid. She loves going to the lake, anything to do with water. So I knew she would really enjoy herself. And I didn't really want to go out and do something on a Saturday morning with 3 of the kids and leave her at home. So it became clear really quickly that we were going to be taking all 5 of the kids with us. When we got there, with Patrick signed up, they immediately asked if the other kids wanted to fish. We said yes for James and Sadie. We didn't say yes for Maggie because the idea of Maggie with something that has a sharp hook on the end of it didn't seem like a great idea. Sadie had a hard enough time being conscious of where her hook was and almost hooked people about 80 times. So I think that was a really good call. Maggie enjoyed herself watching. Definitely enjoyed herself at the derby. I see the fish down there, see? The highlight of the derby was definitely that James caught either 5 or 6 fish. I thought I counted 6. Paul thought he counted 5, and we didn't see what the official count was. He was so excited and he had so much fun fishing.
Let me see your number.
He's 18.
Number 18. That's about
We got a fish! We got a fish!
And we got one. Good job, Daisy. Sadie, I'll come right back to it.
Sadie and Patrick both caught 2.
number 17. You're on the board, and that looks like about a.
Good job, Patch. Maggie wants to look at it, I think. And Sadie managed by the end to get her hook ready and her own, which was pretty impressive. She was getting pretty frustrated in the beginning, and by the end she was doing a really awesome job on her own of getting her fishing pole set up and fishing. So that was pretty cool. She now wants her own fishing pole for her birthday.
I don't bring you back in the fishing.
Here, let me see Sadie.
Maybe you'll win one today.
That would be cool. Good
job. 19. She just picked up the other fish.
However, as with many things that we do as a family, this was definitely a time where we had a added degree of difficulty. This isn't everything. Usually, as long as we have kind of space, we can do pretty good. But on the dock, there was not a lot of space. It was kind of crowded. And so I had Maggie and I had the harness on.
I like it in that shade a little. Wait for that guy to bite it. Oh my gosh. This is going to be a good one.
But I was also trying to help Patch with his fishing pole. I was trying to help Sadie with her fishing pole. I was trying to keep an eye on Tessie, who was in the stroller right next to me. And Maggie was kind of taking every little opportunity to grab things that people would set down right next to her. It was just the dock is a confined space. There were a lot of people and a lot of kids and a lot of things that she could grab that she didn't need to have. And we did pretty well. We did pretty well for probably the first half hour, and we decided that it was time to go.
Yes, that's what I don't start.
Just gets you to be a better fisherman that way, man.
Oh, they stole it again, huh? that the kids had caught a lot of fish, they'd had a lot of fun, we had other things to do, we weren't going to be spending the entire 3 hours of the derby there. We turned to go, Paul took Tessie and turned around and was walking with them. The other kids had their fishing poles, and then Sadie's fishing pole got caught on the fence. And I turned around to help her unhook it. And in that moment, I turned my back on Maggie. Now you have to remember, we're connected at the waist. She can't go far. She didn't need to go far. To pick up a plastic bowl filled with bait and fling it into the lake. In all of my years being Maggie's mom, I have never felt an entire crowd of people turn against us quite so quickly as in that moment. Everyone on the dock turned around and stared at us. And Paul and everyone except for Sadie and me and Maggie were already off of the dock. So I was standing there with Maggie and everyone staring at us. And I said, I'm really, really sorry. And everyone just kept staring at us. And I said I was really sorry, like, I think 2 more times. And everyone just stared and nobody said a word. It was totally and completely silent as all these people stared at us and stared at the bowl in the water. And there was no way we could get it. I mean, it's like drifting out into the lake in deep water. And we turned around and walked away. And they had these 2 amazing, like, I think probably college students that were running it. And when we got over to the table where they were running it, they came over and they were like, we have so much bait. Don't even worry about it. It's totally fine. She did great. And they were so, so nice. And I probably apologized like 100 times. I don't know. Not 100 times because there wasn't that much time that we were there before we quickly walked back, and I could hear people behind us start to talk, and there was all this like bucket in the water, bucket in the water. Do you see the bucket? Yes, there's a bucket in the water. Yes, it's awful. Hopefully it will blow back to land soon with all this wind. I think that's probably the first time I felt that much hostility towards us when we were someplace. And I think most of the people there got that she was not a neurotypical little 8-year-old girl. I mean, we had been there for half an hour. It was a very small dock. You could tell she's not speaking normally. She makes sounds that are not sounds that you would expect from a neurotypical 8-year-old girl. But yeah, so that part was kind of rough. However, overall, I was probably the only one in our family who was actually upset with it. Paul didn't actually see what had happened, so he didn't really get what had happened. I mean, beyond me telling him. And that really is different. But really, the most important thing was that the kids had a fantastic time, all 5 of them. They've all been talking about fishing since that day. And yes, despite the bull throwing, Maggie had a fantastic time. Whenever we're near water, she doesn't get that not everything should be in the water. It's like she loves water so much that she wants everything to be part of the water. She wants us to like live in the water and be in the water. And so everything in our house would be in the bathtub if she could make everything be in the bathtub. So I'm kind of constantly running interference and making sure that not everything goes into the water. Wherever we are, whether it's the penguins at the zoo with the mermaid, that's probably the one other time, or mermaid doll going into the baptismal font at our church. I guess this is the 3rd time that this has happened. Worst response though. Definitely most hostile response by a long shot. So that was the fishing derby. Overall, other than those really uncomfortable 30 seconds, I would say that it was a win. And that next year, hopefully Bopa will be able to go and help with the kids on the dock, and we can watch from the grass a little ways away next to the side of the lake. And who knows? Maybe sometime soon Maggie will actually be ready for her own fishing pole, because I think she would actually really love that. She got to touch a few fish and she was really, really excited about that. And it was catch and release, so all of those fish that we caught got thrown back. That's it for today. If you like this video, we'd love it if you could hit that thumbs up button. And if you're interested in all things autism, we'd love it if you'd hit subscribe. And I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.